Okay, let's talk about Google Docs today. Google Docs is the word processing software that Google provides, the equivalent of Microsoft Word, but done through Google, obviously, and it's through the browser, it's through the internet. So you can edit documents at the same time as someone else is in the document editing it, and you can have access to the document anywhere you are because it's all just in the cloud, as they say. So we're in the outline. As you can see, we're going to create a folder and a doc for now. So in here, you'll see, this is a link to my course folder, so you may not want to click on that. But you created a folder in a past session of this course, and you should now just go to that folder. So here is mine. And then after that, we're going to start a new document. So there are a bunch of ways to do this. You can go to New, Google Docs, and then you can do it from a blank document or from a template. You can do Shift T, and that will create a document in there also. And then you can name it whatever you want, test doc. And if you want to see where that is, you can click there and you'll see it's in there. And if you see it's there too now. So lots of ways to do it, right? So Google has lots of templates in here too. They have all sorts of just pre-prepared stuff that you might want to use. You can also create your own templates. So that can be a fun thing to do if you have a template that you use often. For example, I have this one because I do a lot of memos and notes and stuff, and so it's nice to have this template ready to go with the formatting and styles and everything that we'll get into soon. And then I can just make a copy of this whenever I need it, and I can move it to wherever I want. So for now, if you're in your folder, you can go ahead and create your document. So I'll do New Google Doc. So here I am. Here's Jared, Google Doc for Intro to Tech course. And that's it. And then you'll see, as we said, it'll pop up there. If you created the document elsewhere, like let's say this one, you just made a copy of one. After you make the copy, you can just move it by clicking here and then navigating to wherever your files are. So as an example, let me just, here, let's say I make a copy of this and call it Jared Tech Doc number 2. And then I can put it, so I'm going to go all the way to the top, all the way to my drive. Here's the folder I created for the course, and here's my tech course folder. And that's it. See, there's a name, and there it is there. So, and now let's decide we want to make a Google Docs folder in here for the course. So all you do is either new folder or Shift F for a new folder. So, or two finger click here for new folder. So let's do this, Google Docs. So there's my Google Docs folder. I'm just gonna highlight all 3 of these. Highlight all of them. Can't get that top one. So first I'll just highlight those 2 and I'll drag those in. Then I'll drag that one in. And now they're all in there. So just like before, we talked about the folder hierarchy. In fact, I'm even gonna click on this, press N to rename this 00. So I'm in folder 0000. There's my breadcrumbs up there. I could obviously share this with people or do other things with it, but there's my documents. So now let's say I'm in my test document number 2. So I have this open a couple times now, but that's okay. And so here's the formatting of a document. As you can see, I have it all filed, I have it all named. I can name this in more detail depending on what I'm using it for. For now, this is fine because it's just a test document. And if I were going to name this for search or something like that, you see I have an example in here. This would be a nice searchable title, a nice title that would come up in the browser if I typed it quickly. So keep that in mind. So as always, put it in the right place. Name it really well so that you can search and find it in Google Drive here. And so that if you start typing just here in the browser in a new window, it will come up. Right, so keep that in mind. So now that I'm in here, so let's say I use one of my blank documents. So I created a lot of them. Here's one of the blank documents I created. Use the template here that I put in, open that, and then just copy from here down, the research and notes, that part. Press Command C. You can do Command C or you can do Edit copy, and then let's paste that into our test doc. Just press enter, enter, enter a few times, press Command V. So now we have some test text in there for us to use, and we can play with that a little bit. So we'll get to that in a minute. Let's first just now set permissions. So we now have our folder, we have our parent folder, we have our docs folder, we have our test doc, which I keep opening many times. In fact, I'm just going to use, so if you want to delete something, you can do that too. So I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to two-finger click on this and remove that. And the test doc, see, now it says it's in the trash because I deleted it. I'm going to get rid of the test doc too, two-finger click, remove. So it's this doc, the Jared Google Doc, that I'm going to use for now. So I'm just going to press enter, 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 and press return. So there's my content. I'm going to close all these, and there we are. So now let's say that I either wanted to share this folder or share this file with someone. So I'm going to share this with my other account. There we go. You can notify people if you want, but I'm not going to do that because I'll be right here. And I'm going to, for now, just make this person a viewer. And so now if I want to open this document, so I can click here to see all my other accounts, I click on that. There it is. Now I'm opened it in the other, so you can see here I have it opened in the account owner account. This is the Jared Cohe account. Here I have it open in the Threes Brewing account. So here I can edit it. Here I can only view it. Right? If I try to type, if I try to comment, I can't really do anything. So let's say I want to now let myself comment. Save. I can now refresh the screen. And now I still can't edit. When I refresh to change the account. So let me just go back to the right account. So I still can't edit, but I can comment. So you see here, it's not an edit. What it's doing is just recording the comment here that then the author can either check it to accept it or X out to reject it. So that's a good way if you want to share documents and not have people edit but see their comments, you can do it that way. And finally, obviously, you can also just make people an editor, and you can even make them an owner or just remove them. So let's just say I make them an editor for now. I save it. Now if I'm in here, I can just edit, or sorry, I have to refresh first. So you'll see it still says I can't edit, but once I refresh, and I'll go back to my other ownership account, now I'll be able to just editing. So those are the different permissions you can do. You can also, so once you're in here, let's say I'm in here, here's just some text. I can Shift Command arrow right to highlight the text. And then I can put in comments. So you can either do insert comment, or you can do right here. See this Command Option M. So highlight the text, Command Option M, and you can do good point here. And then you can press Command Return or just click the comment button, and there it is. And you can either check that to mark it resolved, or you can edit, delete, or link to it. You can also, with comments, assign things to people. So you can start typing people, do that. You can assign to that person. You can say, please fix this. Thanks. So these are the basics of Google Docs. Nothing magic here, all pretty straightforward, but things that you should know that they can do. So keep that in mind as you're working through this stuff. And as I said, play with these things as you go. So a lot of the learning will come from when you want to do something, but you're not sure it's possible. If you're not sure it's possible, either you can come find me and ask me, or you can search the internet because the answers are generally out there. That's it. Thanks.